I'm Andrew.
I'm Christian.
I'm Pontus.
We are Miike now.
And you're watching Billboard.com.
You can hear them. You can hear them banging on the tin. But my love won't be safe. We'll all be staring at the way.
When we got back from tour, the end of March of 2011, we pretty much went straight into the studio and started recording our new album called Happy to You. And we did most of it in Sweden, and I think we had access to a bunch of studio facilities that we didn't on the first album.
And the difference between the last album and this one is, I guess, that this time we knew that we were making an album. The first one, we just wrote a bunch of songs that then ended up on an album. The way we thought about the songwriting was quite differently, and also the production process was different. We had string sessions. We brought in the Swedish Army drum corps to play on a couple of tracks. We could do more stuff like that this time, since we could plan the process a little bit more.
Enter the Jokers was the first thing I started to work on when we got back on tour. I kind of felt like it was a good intro or something, for the show, for the live show actually. And we just kept playing around with it, and it turned into a song. It still feels like a pretty good introduction to the album. It's kind of playful in a cool way.
The first track we were having as some kind of sonic reference point was the wave, and also that was the first video we shot, and it kind of sums up a lot what Miike Snow is about, I guess, both sonically and everything with it has a lot of Miike Snow in it.
I think that was maybe the first song that we started working on together. I think that one just started out as just piano and vocal, and then just got more and more massive, and just sort of became this huge production with lots of editing.
It was one of those songs where it started with the beat. I think it stands out on the album for sure. We used a lot of, we just placed out a lot of drums in the studio and have all of us just hitting the drums. It actually was the easiest one, I think, to play live. It came together really quickly when we rehearsed it. First time we tried it, it really worked. So it's kind of I don't know, tribal feel to it.
It was kind of interesting because it took an unexpected turn when we kind of programmed, there was kind of a trip-hoppy type beat from the beginning, and then Andrew just changed the sounds from drum sounds to harp sounds.
In the studio in Sweden, there was this Swedish kid that spent a long time cutting up different harp things from classical records and playing the hi-hat pattern or something with a harp, or the snare pattern with the harp.
It's been the absolute most difficult one to do live.
The main hook of the song is this computerized vocal thing. It's a matter of how do you sing that live in a way that feels exciting to people, but also retains the body of what makes it satisfying to listen to on the recording. So that you can play something that isn't just a rendition of something on the album, so that people feel like, oh, they're playing that song I know. You want to play something that feels engaging for people even if they don't know the song. So I think it took a while to get that and replace certain elements that are on the album with certain things that we could do live. We have this kid who's this Swedish kid, and he's the quietest person ever, but when he sits behind the drums, it's just like the friggin' dragon is released, you know? So that whole song is like basically his energy, you know? I remember after he played that take, right, in the studio, he just like, yeah, it was okay.
You could picture like Animal in the Muppet Show going bananas by the drums. And when you look in, it's just like, you
He's
just see
totally
this
quiet,
super chill.
super chill, quiet.
Can almost not see his
Yeah.
hands moving, but it's this thunderstorm
Yeah.
coming out of the speakers.
That one was just sort of one of the ones that kind of came out as a piano vocal thing first, and then we redid it. It's a bit different from the other songs on the record, but I think it still has some of those kind of melodies that make it fit with the other parts of the album. She's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And, you know, she just came by the studio and wanted to hear the record. And we played it for her, and she heard that song. So I asked her if she wanted to sing on this record and just played her the record, and she's like, I want to sing on that one. And it ended up really working. I think she has a good, like, witchcraft version. I mean, brings a kind of sorceress thing to that song, which is cool.
Paddling actually was one of the songs that came together really fast, really simple. We recorded a lot of it in ABBA's old studio. I guess that's the one you can hear it on, I guess. I mean, there's some ABBA in it.